What single trope can cause you to fully lose interest in a movie, show? Something that can be fixed right away with just a conversation. She was a busy business lady that only had time for business. He was some jackass womanizer with chlamydia. Will these two incompatible people go through a series of unlikely events, fall in love, have some minor misunderstanding, then get together in the last few minutes? Find out this fall. If an entire conundrum can be solved by just someone waiting 1 minute for the other person to explain but chooses not to. Irritates me to no end, and I'd much rather stop watching the movie. The clumsy, nerdy, awkward girl who are normally played by the hottest actresses out there. Bro, but she has glasses. Cutting the palm of their hand in order to use their blood for some goofy bullshit like it's not one of the worst possible places to cut. One of the ones that never fails to make me laugh, however, is something insane happening in front of a lone hobo. Then the guy looks at the bottle he was drinking and tosses it over his shoulder. If I kill him, I'm no better than him. Motherfucker, you just smoked 19 of his henchmen and put 5 more in a wheelchair for life, and his ass. And of course the bad guy gets let go, but decides at the last second to try to kill the good guy, justifying a bullet between the eyes. Usually by either the good guy's sidekick, or the bad guy's henchman that he just got done betraying. Smart people making dumb decisions for drama. I have stopped watching several shows because of this. One of the reasons Alien and The Thing are such great movies. The people aren't idiots, and are still dying. It makes the horror so much better. Emo. Fathers that are stupid, literally cannot parent for comedic value. The useless dad trope. The main character bakes muffins part-time 3 days a week but lives in a 2500 SQFT loft penthouse in the chic part of town. When a character is repeatedly hyped as being insanely intelligent, but then they just have a decent vocabulary and aren't particularly insightful or clever. Resurrection and fake-out deaths. I can't stand seeing specialists being cast as masters of multiple highly specialized skill sets or areas of study. I understand that it's a popular action movie trope, but you also see this in the medical and academic fields. I couldn't watch NCIS because of this. Abby is sweet, kooky, unconventional, hip. She doesn't get in trouble for dressing outside the box, in the US Navy. She's also young, sexy, and a weapons expert. And a DNA expert. And a pharmaceutical expert. And a, insert any specialized forensic white coat test, expert. And a lab tech. Edit. Multiple people have decided the important part of this comment is that Abby is not actually in the Navy and isn't actually that young. I promise I have been made fully aware. I'm still a bit surprised that the Navy doesn't have a stricter dress code for its civilian affiliates, subcontractors, but readily admit that I wouldn't be the one to know. Either way, I feel that her character is still an excellent example of the parent comment. That scene where she and McGee tag-teamed while hacking by having both of them using the same keyboard was so awful you had to laugh out of pity. Character dies at the end of story for no reason just because of shock value and they needed to kill someone. The ex-cop, FBI agent that comes out of retirement because the entire government can't catch a criminal. Disobedient stupid children who ultimately end up getting their parents killed or put them in danger. The plot twist where the seemingly innocent character is revealed to be the villain behind the stages and goes into a monologue as to why she had their motives, bringing up a boring backstory about how their efforts were never appreciated or how they spent time in secrets learning skills to outwit the hero. You caught me monologuing. Refuses to solve the problem because one person may die, so instead they risk the lives of millions. When a character is killed and then soon after brought back to life. You just squandered so much storytelling potential and audience emotional engagement there. Superhero movies are so guilty of this. Somehow, Palpatine returned. Presenting casual stalking and the denial of boundaries as romantic. Notebook, I'm looking at you. Not saying all movies that do this are bad, but it really makes me cringe. Edit. Y'all are right, The Notebook is a bad one. Yes, I know it's an older trope, but it can still be seen in some newer media. All the men are diverse in age and attractiveness, and the 2 to 3 total women are 20-something bombshells. Being mildly impacted by lethal injuries. Likewise, when in subfreezing temperatures, not succumbing to hypothermia when soaking wet. Not always enough to shut it off, but it always stands out and strains the illusion.